Good morning, and welcome to Rideau Hall for this Investiture of the Order of Canada. Bonjour et bienvenue à Rideau Hall pour cette investiture de l'Ordre du Canada. My name is Emma Grace. I'm an analyst for the Order of Canada program at the Chancellery of Honours. I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Friends and family, gathering here today to celebrate the achievements of your loved ones is, in great part, a result of a nomination that you or someone you know submitted for a Canadian honour. This opened the door to the work of our program teams and members of our advisory councils and committees who diligently recommended appointments to the Governor-General to honour such outstanding individuals. Nous vous invitons à soumettre des candidatures de ceux qui vous inspirent, ceux qui font une différence et ceux qui mènent avec brio dans nos communautés. L'équipe de Rideau Hall et moi-même sommes privilégiés d'être ici avec vous. Before we begin, I would ask you to kindly silence your mobile devices and refrain from taking pictures during the ceremony. Our photographer will send a link with photos in the coming days. We also ask you to please reserve your applause until after each official photo has been taken. And finally, you may leave your headsets on your chair. Staff will gather them after the investiture. Avant de commencer, je vous demanderai d'éteindre vos cellulaires et de vous abstenir de prendre des photos durant la cérémonie. Notre photographe enverra un lien avec des photos dans les prochains jours. Nous vous demandons également de réserver tout applaudissement jusqu'à ce que la photo officielle ait été prise. Et finalement, veuillez laisser votre casque d'écoute sur votre chaise. Le personnel se chargera de le ramasser après la cérémonie. And now, as you are able, please stand to welcome Her Excellency the Right Honourable Mary Simon, Governor-General of Canada, accompanied by today's appointees. Je vous invite à vous lever, si vous le pouvez, afin d'accueillir Son Excellence, la très honorable Mary Simon, Gouverneure générale du Canada, accompagnée des personnes nommées à l'ordre. be seated. Veuillez s'il vous plaît vous asseoir. J'invite maintenant la gouverneure générale à nous adresser la parole. Excellence.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. Dungasuwitsi ilunasi in my language. It's a greeting that we use. Order of Canada appointees, membres de l'Ordre du Canada, friends, amis, families, famille, dignitaries, dignitaires, and dear guests, chers invités. Welcome, everyone, to this presentation of the Order of Canada. Today, we gather at Rideau Hall, which sits on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. In acknowledging the history of this land, we are recognizing the injustices faced by Indigenous peoples. We are also finding hope in the growing recognition and understanding of traditional Indigenous knowledge. May this acknowledgement remind us of our shared responsibility to honor the past, respect the present, and create a better future for all. En dirigeant avec respect à compréhension au dans un exemple de la réconciliation en action, cela nous remplit d'optimisme pour l'avenir. La réconciliation, c'est l'espoir. Each of you, being recognized today, has contributed to a better future. From the very beginning, the Order of Canada has been about excellence. The very first ceremony in 1967 featured names like Maurice the Rocket Richard and Hugh McClellan. There was also Chinoyok Ashivak, an Inuit artist renowned for her prints, and Isaac Phils, a steelworker who came to Canada from the West Indies and was the first Black Canadian to receive the Order of Canada. Each of these individuals made this country better, and their names are part of history. Now, as you are invested into the Order of Canada, your name also becomes a part of that history. And it's not just your name. Today, I'm proud to learn your stories. I'm proud because you represent the diverse experiences that make up this country. Je suis fière de découvrir vos histoires, qui sont aussi diversifiées que notre pays. It's important that we recognize that diversity. Every Canadian deserves to see their history, their experiences, their culture, and traditions represented in the stories we tell. Diverse perspectives and voices are vital to creating an inclusive society, and I'm glad we are able to add yours to the Order of Canada. Vous avez travaillé fort, vous avez atteint vos objectifs, vous avez laissé une marque. Votre leadership et votre empathie sont des exemples pour toute la population canadienne. You have become inspiring leaders, guiding us forward with your passion, sensitivity, kindness. You have helped people in Canada and around the world. You have given hope to all who need it. Your investiture into the Order of Canada isn't the last step, but just one more on your journey going forward. So thank you very much and welcome to Rideau Hall. Miigwech Nagokmeik.
Merci, Excellence. J'invite maintenant le secrétaire du gouverneur général et secrétaire général de l'Ordre du Canada, M. Ken McKillop, à lire les citations. I now invite Mr. Ken McKillop, Secretary to the Governor General and Secretary General of the Order of Canada, to read today's citations, which can be found by scanning the QR code included in your program. Please note that the citations read this morning have been shortened for time. Mr. McKillop?
Thanks, Emma. Wow, what a beautiful day to celebrate Canadians. We'll have plenty of opportunity to applaud, folks, so get your hands ready. It's going to be a busy morning. Well-deserved, though. As Her Excellency mentioned, the Order of Canada was established in 1967, and you heard some of those names at that very first ceremony. It is the centerpiece of our honors system. Les compagnons, les officiers, les membres de l'Ordre du Canada composent la trame sonore de nos vies et leurs mots stimulent notre imagination. Ils unissent nos communautés et se mettent à leur service en font progresser l'humanité dans leur quête incessante d'innovation. And now we begin. To receive the insignia of the Officer of the Order of Canada, pour recevoir l'insigne d'officier de l'Ordre du Canada, Naomi Sarah Azrieli. Naomi Azrieli brings people and institutions together to address important issues. As the Azrieli Foundation's head, she has created initiatives that enrich Canada and uphold her family's giving legacy. She is also the Brain Canada Foundation's dedicated chair and a passionate advocate for people who are neurodiverse, caregivers, and Holocaust survivors. Your Excellency, Professor Azrieli. Barry Boltz. Barry Boltz is an internationally renowned leader in the field of psycho-oncology. This founding member of the Canadian Association of Psychosocial Oncology and past president of the International Psycho-Oncology Society refined and advanced the practice of measuring a patient's distress as the sixth vital sign, changing cancer care worldwide. His trailblazing work has improved the lives of countless people. Your Excellency, Dr. Boltz. Gordon Muir Campbell. Gordon Campbell has left his mark on the city, his province, and this country. This former mayor and premier enhanced Vancouver's livability and BC's prosperity, notably establishing a new relationship with First Nations and introducing innovative climate change measures. His distinguished service culminated in his role as Canada's High Commissioner to London. Your Excellency, Mr. Gordon Campbell. Peter Cullis. Peter Cullis is a scientific luminary. His decades of trailblazing research in nanotherapeutics have garnered international recognition, positioning Canada as a leader in molecularly based and data-driven medicine. As the force behind many biotechnology companies and knowledge transfer initiatives, he's bridged the gap between academic discovery and developing life-saving therapies. Your Excellency, Dr. Cullis. Donald Bruce Dingwall. Donald Dingwall is a dedicated proponent of scientific pursuit, a world-renowned volcanologist whose work has led to more accurate predictions of eruptions. He has broadly shared his passion for geosciences, notably as the European Research Council's former Secretary General. This leader within multiple organizations remains a strong promoter of Canadian research. Your Excellency, Dr. Dingwall. Peter E. Gilgan. Renowned community builder Peter Gilgan is one of Canada's leading benefactors. Founder of North America's largest privately owned home building company, he leverages his successes to advance healthcare and education initiatives worldwide. His eponymous foundation inspires generosity in others, and he has personally donated over $250 million to various causes. Your Excellency, Mr. Gilgan. Bridget Henkins. Depuis 40 ans, le travail de Brigitte Henkins enrichit la scène culturelle canadienne. L'engagement qu'elle démontre à l'égard du théâtre francophone a contribué à accroître le dynamisme et la reconnaissance. Metteuse en scène innovante, première femme à la tête du Théâtre français du Centre national des arts et auteure de fiction, de théâtre et de poésie. Elle participe activement à la vie artistique canadienne. Votre Excellence, Madame Henkins. David Thomas Lynch. David Lynch has meaningfully shaped engineering education and research in Canada. This University of Alberta Professor Emeritus, as longtime Dean of Engineering, oversaw the faculty's meteoric expansion and built a state-of-the-art campus to attract future generations. An esteemed advocate for the profession, he is notably the former president of Engineers Canada. Your Excellency, Dr. Lynch. Peter Rob Pearson. Peter Pearson made indelible marks on Canadian film and television for over 50 years. His pictures are landmarks in Canadian cinema. Collaborating with luminaries, he championed the Canadian film industry, led key organizations, and revitalized Telefilm Canada by financing significant local films and enhancing both English and French-speaking television sectors. Your Excellency, Mr. Pearson. Alberto Perez Gomez. Architectural historian Alberto Perez Gomez is globally renowned for his phenomenological discourse. The paradigm-shifting analysis of this professor emeritus at McGill University highlight the rising influence of technocracy, governance, and legislation on contemporary building design. His practical design and interdisciplinary theory have helped serve as a model for architectural education programs worldwide. Your Excellency, Dr. Perez Gomez. Helga Stephenson. Helga Stephenson is an impassioned ambassador for Canadian film and television. Her leadership has left an indelible mark on many organizations, notably the Academy of Canadian Film and Television and TIFF, the success of which have made Canada an international leader in the industry. A champion for social justice, she co-founded Human Rights Watch Canada as well, in her spare time. Your Excellency, Ms. Stephenson. Verena Tunnicliffe. Verena Tunnicliffe has been exploring uncharted waters for decades. Professor Emerita at University of Victoria, she has participated in over 50 deep-sea expeditions and made discoveries related to faunal diversity, hydrothermal events, and patterns of species distribution. A creative innovator, she spearheaded the development of Canada's first cabled seafloor observatory. Your Excellency, Dr. Tunnicliffe. David Waltner Taves. Veterinarian and epidemiologist David Waltner Taves has studied and promoted the health and well-being of animals, humans, and ecosystems. Founding president of Veterinarians Without Borders Canada, he has advocated interdisciplinary approaches to dealing with complex environmental, social, and health issues. This University of Guelph professor emeritus has also authored nonfiction books, novels, and poetry collections. Your Excellency, Dr. Taves. Congratulations to all of the officers. And now to receive the insignia of Member of the Order of Canada. Pour recevoir l'insigne de membre de l'Ordre du Canada, Francis Abel. Francis Abel is Canada's preeminent scholar of Indigenous political and economic development, notably recognized for her research on the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples, as well as on northern economies and the need for change to support Indigenous self-determination. Her work on rebuilding Indigenous governance has meaningfully advanced reconciliation in Canada. Your Excellency, Professor Abel. Louis-Philippe J. Léo-Habert. Cumulant 3 décennies de carrière dans la fonction publique fédérale et provinciale, l'agronome Louis-Philippe Albert a contribué à nombreux projets qui ont permis à l'industrie agricole de croître. L'ardent défenseur du bilinguisme, il a soutenu plusieurs initiatives, dont la création de l'Alliance agricole de Nouveau-Brunswick et celle du Centre communautaire Sainte-Anne, un point d'ancrage incontournable pour la communauté francophone de Fredericton. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Albert. Granger Richard Avery. Granger Avery is a trailblazer in rural medicine, providing comprehensive medical service to remote populations throughout his distinguished career. This co-founder of Rural Coordination Centre of BC and former CMA president is committed to improving Canada's healthcare system through collaborative efforts, and as a University of British Columbia professor, he has mentored the next generation of practitioners. Your Excellency, Dr. Avery. Yaprak Baltagioli. Yaprak Baltagiolu has made an indelible mark on Canada's public service. She served in several senior roles with distinction, notably as Treasury Board Secretary, and has acted as an advisor to 4 prime ministers. A consensus builder, a trailblazer, she has improved gender equality and women's access to senior positions. Your Excellency, Miss Yaprak Baltagiolu. Sorry, Yaprak. In the public service, everybody just knows her as Yapruk because it's such an uncommon name. There's never two in a room. Yapruk, congratulations. Michel Bolac. En tant que directeur artistique, Michel Bolac a joué un rôle essentiel dans la modernisation de l'Opéra du Montréal. Concepteur, scénographe, avant-gardiste, son répertoire compte plus d'une centaine de productions lyriques ayant permis de rejoindre de nouveaux auditoires et accroître la notoriété de l'institution. Son apport à la culture montréalaisée a contribué au rayonnement de la métropole sur la scène lyrique à l'échelle nationale et internationale. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Bolac. Marilyn C. Bodo. Marilyn Bodo is a mainstay in curling. Renowned for her vibrant personality, this two-time world champion elevated the public profile of women's curling, notably through media interviews and fan-based activities. A dedicated member of her community, she raises funds for various causes and continues to mentor young girls and women. Your Excellency, Ms. Bodo. Jacques Bourgault. Jacques Bourgault est une sommité de l'administration publique au Canada. Professeur à l'Université du Québec à Montréal, puis à l'École nationale d'administration publique. Il a démontré le rôle crucial du sous-ministre dans le système de gouvernance canadien. Chercheur visionnaire, il a aussi prouvé l'utilité de la gestion horizontale par rapport à l'approche en silo et a contribué à améliorer l'administration publique à l'échelle nationale et internationale. Votre Excellence, M. Bourgault. Bernard Brault. Photographe renommé international pour le quotidien La Presse, Bernard Brault est passé maître dans l'art de capter émotion et le mouvement dans ses clichés. Ayant immortalisé des moments marquants pour nos athlètes lors de compétitions internationales majeures, des Jeux olympiques, au match des Canadiens de Montréal, en passant par le Grand Prix de Formule 1, sur merveilleuses photos, c'est toujours l'intensité des exploits et des victoires. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Brault. Geneviève Cadieux. Geneviève Cadieux est l'une des figures les plus influentes du monde artistique canadien. Reconnue mondialement pour ses photographies qui explorent l'identité et le genre, elle fut la première représentante du Canada à la Biennale de Venise en 1990 et a exposé ses œuvres dans les galeries et les musées prestigieux du monde entier. Elle est également professeure agréée à la Faculté des Beaux-Arts à l'Université Concordia. Votre Excellence, Madame Cadieux. William Foster Clark. William Clark is a leader in the field of nephrology and epidemiology. Notably, the Lawson Health Research Institute's Director of Affairs, this Western University Professor Emeritus and clinical scientist, has focused on preventing progressive kidney disease. As the Walkerton Health Studies lead investigator, he designed treatment protocols for those exposed to contaminated water. Your Excellency, Dr. Clark. Zane Cohen. A groundbreaking surgeon of colorectal and digestive diseases, Zane Cohen has spent his 40-year career spearheading international advancements through his innovative surgical methods and ongoing research. As the director of the acclaimed Mount Sinai Hospital Center bearing his name, he continues to promote the understanding and treatment of gastrointestinal inflammation. Your Excellency, Dr. Cohen. Étienne Côté. Entrepreneur social, agent de changement communautaire et leader en développement d'entreprises collectives, Étienne Côté s'est démarqué dans le domaine de l'économie sociale et solidaire, en Ontario comme dans la francophonie. Fondatrice de l'organisation Mécénès, elle promeut la culture de l'entraide et du bien commun. En favorissant le développement durable, la création de richesses collectives et la transformation sociale, elle contribue à l'autonomisation financière des groupes marginalisés. Votre Excellence, Madame Côté. Dorothy Ina Elgiva Doby. Publisher and broadcaster Dorothy Doby is a business, civic, and cultural leader. This former MP has supported Indigenous organizations and has advocated for arts and culture, notably through her work with Culture Days Manitoba. As the president of an international peace garden, she is sowing the seeds for a better tomorrow. Your Excellency, Ms. Doby. Eliyahu Zion Fati. Eliyahu Fati is a trailblazer in innovative technology. He's the co-founder of MindBridge Analytics, which developed the world's first AI and machine learning-based auditing tool, enabling financial professionals to uncover fraud and errors in data. This mentor to future entrepreneurs has also served on various sector boards and committees. Your Excellency, Mr. Fati. Madeleine Viquière. Figure emblématique du commerce international et experte dans la gestion des risques, Mélanie Flequier a œuvré dans les grandes entreprises telles que Domtar, où elle a continué de démontrer son leadership. Conférencière recherchée, elle s'est aussi illustrée par ses articles publiés dans les revues spécialisées. Cofondatrice d'Excellence Québec, elle soutient la diversité, l'égalité et l'inclusion en favorisant l'intégration des jeunes leaders promoteurs en gestion, en finance et en gouvernance. Votre Excellence, Madame Flequier. Susan R. George Ball. Susan George Ball is an internationally recognized molecular pharmacologist and neuroendocrinologist. No, I didn't get that right. That's a long neuroendocrinologist. That's better. Her research on G protein-coupled receptors has advanced pharmacological developments and impacted the health outcomes of Canadians suffering from a wide range of disorders. This clinician and University of Toronto professor is also a respected mentor to future neuroscientists. Your Excellency, Dr. George Ball. Vivek Goel. Vivek Goel is at the forefront of Canada's health and research landscapes. This physician, researcher, and academic played a key role in establishing provincial institutions, notably Public Health Ontario. He continues to influence public health and research innovations, including through his appointment as the University of Waterloo's President and Vice Chancellor. Your Excellency, Dr. Goel. Gordon Hicks. Gordon Hicks has demonstrated that sustainable practices and success can be symbiotic. He helped BGIS make changes that reduced its environmental footprint and improved its energy efficiency, while contributing to its global expansion. He and his wife also support youth mental health through CAMS Kids, which honors their late son. Your Excellency, Mr. Hicks. Gérard David Jean. Figure de proue de la musique francophone du Manitoba, Gérard Jean est l'un des auteurs-compositeurs les plus prolifiques de sa génération. Auteur de la chanson « Histoire d'antan », considérée comme l'hymne franco-manitobain. Il a également participé à la composition de nombreuses œuvres pour les diverses manifestations culturelles et sportives. Son dévouement auprès des chorales francophones manitobaines lui a permis de les faire rayonner à l'échelle nationale. Votre Excellence, M. Jean. We're about a quarter of the way through. I'm just kidding. We're getting. You know, these are long ceremonies, but I encourage you to listen to each of these stories because they're magnificent, and you'll have opportunities to speak to folks after. But they're great stories. So keep clapping, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Kahane, next up. Adam Kahane has built a capacity for peaceful progress worldwide. This renowned group facilitator helps diverse teams of leaders and move forward together on their most important and intractable issues. Notably, he's facilitated processes that have contributed to ending apartheid in South Africa and the Civil War in Colombia. Your Excellency, Mr. Kahane. Hal Philip Klepak. Hal Klepak has made substantial contributions to diplomatic and military history. This Royal Military College Professor Emeritus is among Canada's foremost experts on Latin American matters. An experienced diplomat, he was also appointed Council President at the United Nations University for Peace, where he's credited with leading a successful overhaul of academic programs. Your Excellency, Dr. Klepak. Eva Marie Kroller. Eva Marie Kroller has helped shape Canadian literature studies worldwide, a University of British Columbia Professor Emerita, and a longtime editor of the prestigious journal Canadian Literature. She has given previously underrepresented voices a platform. Editor of 2 essential field references, her scholarship, leadership, teaching, and writing have enriched Canadian culture and cemented its global reputation. Your Excellency, Dr. Kroller. Gérard Raymond Lachaine. Depuis plus de 40 ans, Gérard Lachaine promeut la diversité culturelle, cofondateur du festival Vue d'Afrique, qui met en vedette des artistes d'Afrique et des Caraïbes. Il a rapproché des cultures du Canada et des pays de la francophonie. Cofondateur Informe Action, d'une société de production de documentaires. Il a favorisé le mentorat créatif de l'épanouissement artistique en attirant les projecteurs sur de nombreux cinéastes. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Lachaine. Gary Avram Levy. Gary Levy is an inspirational leader in the field of organ transplantation, the founding director of UHN's Ajmera Transplant Centre, Canada's largest multi-organ transplant program. He's also the driving force behind the Living Donor Program. His research contributions have informed the science of transplantation immunology worldwide. Your Excellency, Dr. Levy. Joy Catherine McPhail. Joy McPhail has devoted her life to bettering her community. As a BC MLA, she was the Minister of numerous portfolios and was responsible for establishing landmark legislations, notably creating the first provincial child tax benefit. After retiring from politics, she pursued community service, advocating for vulnerable and marginalized groups. Your Excellency, Ms. McPhail. Guy Ernest Matt. Guy Matt a consacré sa vie à la défense des droits des francophones minoritaires du pays. L'organisateur des rendez-vous de la francophonie et directeur général de la Fondation canadienne pour le dialogue des cultures et défendre la langue française, la dualité linguistique, le multiculturalisme et la diversité culturelle. Son travail a contribué à faire de l'Ontario une province inclusive et respectueuse des droits des francophonies. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Matt. Brian Theodore McGeer. Brian McGeer has taken aeronautical engineering to new heights. This former Simon Fraser University professor developed the concept of passive dynamic walking, influencing the manufacture of legged robots. Founder of 2 companies, he's esteemed for his robotic aircraft designs and made aviation history multiple times, notably for the first unmanned Atlantic crossing. Your Excellency, Mr. McGeer. Roderick James McKay. Following a distinguished business career, Rod McKay devoted himself to philanthropic endeavors. As a Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada's inaugural director and chair, he notably guided the merger of regional and provincial branches. This proud Calgarian became a central figure in the region's economic strategy and led bids for major events. Your Excellency, Mr. McKay. Ben Mink. Ben Mink is a standout in Canada's music industry. This multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer has garnered many prestigious accolades for his work and has consistently lent his wide range of talents to Canada's top artists. He's also lectured at universities continent-wide, sharing his extensive knowledge with future generations. Your Excellency, Mr. Mink. Donald James Mowat. Donald Mowat has risen to the top of his profession, a sought-after makeup, hair, and prosthetic designer for television and film. he notably earned BAFTA and Oscar nominations for the sci-fi epic Dune. I thought that might get your attention. Dedicated to his craft, he generously shares his talent by mentoring young filmmakers and high school students. Your Excellency, Mr. Mohan. W. Roman Patrician. Roman Patrician is a visionary leader in the growth of multiculturalism in Canada. This university researcher has written extensively on ethnic identity and community development. Founder of MacEwan University's Ukrainian Resources and Development Centre, he created transformative initiatives to unite Canada and Ukraine, notably through educational partnerships in disability studies, business, agriculture, health, and the arts. Your Excellency, Dr. Patrician. Guy Jacques Prat. Guy Prat, avocat conseil principal du cabinet juridique Borden Ladner Gervais et membre des barreaux de l'Ontario et du Québec. Bénévole engagé, il a été ancien président du Pro Bono Québec et de Pro Bono Ontario, président fondateur de la Fondation du Centre national des arts du Canada et réalisateur de la série de procès fictifs The Appeal, qui a été présentée au Festival du Stratford. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Pratt. Parminder S. Reyna. Parminder Reyna is a leading researcher in epidemiology and gerontology. This McMaster University professor specializes in population health and holds 2 research chairs. Co-founder of the Canadian Longitudinal Study on Aging, he has lent his expertise in systematic review methodology to help shape healthcare policy for our aging population. Your Excellency, Dr. Reyna. Joel Solomon Reedman. Joel Reitman has touched lives through his volunteerism and philanthropy. He has strengthened Jewish identity in Canada by sharing his passion and expertise, notably through the Centre for Israel and Jewish Affairs and the Canadian Jewish Political Affairs Committee. He's also generous benefactor of prominent neurodegenerative disease research centers and co-founder of Sinai's Health, Alzheimer's Support and Training Center. Your Excellency, Mr. Reedman. Jackie Richardson. Jackie Richardson has a voice that inspires Canadians. A legendary blues, jazz, and gospel singer, an award-winning actress, she recognizes music's transformative powers and has shared that knowledge through her mentorship of young talent. This community leader and volunteer also devotes her heart and voice to supporting numerous charitable causes. This is an honorary appointment. Your Excellency, Ms. Richardson. David Nicholas Rush. David Rush has transformed the practice of kidney transplantation. This teacher and clinician scientist at the Winnipeg Health Sciences Centre is internationally renowned for his seminal research on graft rejection. His work has changed clinical practice worldwide, and his decisive leadership has made the University of Manitoba a centre of excellence in this field. Your Excellency, Dr. Rush. Jan Sanderson. As the head of various government agencies, Jan Sanderson has demonstrated a total commitment to children's health. Notably under her leadership, Healthy Child Manitoba developed an extensive support network and strategies tailored to youth. Offering an environment conducive to learning, she has given youth tools to reach their full potential. Your Excellency, Ms. Sanderson. Martin T. Schechter. Martin Schechter has transformed HIV, AIDS, and addiction research in Canada. This epidemiologist and international expert in population health spearheaded the Canadian HIV Trials Network and developed new therapies that have saved countless lives worldwide. He is also esteemed for his landmark clinical trials that study treatments for severe opioid dependence. Your Excellency, Dr. Schechter. Jacques-Jean Muir-Shore. Jacques Shore has made multifaceted contributions to Canada. This leading lawyer has participated in government-related initiatives that have influenced public security, trade, and human rights. Also a prolific author, he's admired for his publications that benefit lawyers, judges, and others, and has written children's books that promote interfaith understanding. Your Excellency, Mr. Shore. Robert Irwin Silver. business and philanthropic leader, Robert Silver is dedicated to advancing community causes. Former University of Winnipeg's Chancellor, he strives to create more inclusive spaces in his region, notably spearheading the university's Opportunity Fund, offering financial support to underrepresented and non-traditional students. He's also shared his expertise on various boards and initiatives. Your Excellency, Mr. Silver. Barry Smith. Geographer and social scientist Barry Smith is an expert on climate change. This University of Guelph's Professor Emeritus was a trailblazer in investigating human vulnerability and adaptation to our changing environment. He has shaped public policy, climate negotiations, and development programs, and has served on the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which co-received the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize. Your Excellency, Dr. Smith. Diane Snowden. Diane Snowden is a formidable advocate against violence and exploitation. This groundbreaking activist co-created the Children of Street Society and shaped policy and legislation to end human trafficking and child corruption. She led the movement to raise the age of consent and lobbied for stiffer sentences for child predators under the Criminal Code of Canada. Your Excellency, Ms. Snowden. Douglas R. Stollery. Douglas Stollery is committed to bettering society. This lawyer played a central role in developing the public-private partnership model in Canada and helped the construction industry become more inclusive. He also furthered 2 SLGBTQI+ rights through Vrend versus Alberta. Former Chancellor of University of Alberta, he is a champion of education, healthcare, and human rights. Your Excellency, Mr. Stollery. Matthew Teitelbaum. Matthew Teitelbaum has significantly contributed to Canada's arts and culture scene. Under his leadership, the Art Gallery of Ontario underwent an expansion that elevated it to one of the country's largest and most esteemed cultural institutions. He has established inclusion and accessibility programs, and now in Boston continues to develop exhibitions that engage diverse audiences. Your Excellency, Mr. Teitelbaum. Guylaine Tremblay. Au long de sa carrière riche en rôles marquants, Guylaine Tremblay a touché l'âme et le cœur du public. L'actrice acclamée depuis plus de 3 décennies, elle a enrichi le paysage culturel québécois avec ses prestations à la télévision, au théâtre et au cinéma, qui lui ont valu de nombreux honneurs. Soucieuse de redonner à la collectivité, elle s'implique activement auprès de plusieurs organismes communautaires aussi. Votre Excellence, Madame Tremblay. Ronald Julien Tremblay. Ronald Tremblay a contribué à l'émergence et la promotion des artistes francophones de l'Ouest canadien. Co-créateur du Gala albertain de la chanson, du Chant de l'Ouest et de la chicane albertaine, il a bâti une structure d'appui à la création musicale destinée aux scènes locales et nationales. Il a également corrigé la création du répertoire Franchir l'espace, musique francophone de l'Ouest et du Nord canadien. Votre Excellence, Monsieur Tremblay. Janet Walker. Janet Walker has highlighted the importance of civil dispute resolution, an international commercial arbitration, procedural law, and conflict of laws expert, and a proponent of diversity in arbitration. She has advanced procedural standards and law reform in Canada and internationally. This York University professor also served in the Canadian Armed Forces Reserves for 35 years. Your Excellency, Professor Walker. James Malcolm West. Jim West has made invaluable contributions to Canada's musical landscape. The founder of Canada's largest independent jazz record label, he's championed talent across the country and around the world. He is a leader in music governance through his involvement with nonprofit organizations and is a generous mentor in the record industry. Your Excellency, Mr. West. Margie Wolf. Margie Wolf is a leading women's and social justice advocate. This trailblazer co-founded Second Story Feminist Press, Inc., a publishing company committed to equity, inclusion, and diversity that has advanced Holocaust literature for children and spearheaded representing Indigenous and 2SLGBTQI+ communities in her books. Her company's award-winning books showcase Canadian authors and illustrators on the international stage. Your Excellency, Ms. Wolf. Robert Stewart Wyatt. Bob Wyatt is a charitable sector champion. He's a sought-after expert on charity regulation and reform who has enhanced the capacity for not-for-profits and improved the environment in which they operate. An esteemed author, researcher, volunteer, and mentor, he frequently advises governments and grassroots organizations alike. Your Excellency, Mr. Wyatt. Gregory Seschuk. Greg Seschuk has revolutionized the video game industry. As a co-founder of the acclaimed BioWare studio, which has expanded across Canada and Europe, he helped spearhead the role-playing genre and has fostered the talent of hundreds of Canadians. He's also a passionate benefactor of the healthcare and education initiatives. Your Excellency, Dr. Seschuk. And ladies and gentlemen, our final one today, David Sussman. David Sussman is a national authority in public service management and policy. His research has influenced leaders in the private and public sectors, and he has been instrumental in fostering a collaborative relationship between academia, public service, and government in Canada. His public policy advice and expertise is much sought after. Your Excellency, Dr. Sussman. Merci. Félicitons ensemble ces nouvelles personnes investies à l'ordre. Please join me once again in congratulating all of these recipients.
In a moment, the ceremony will conclude with the singing of the national anthem by Sonia Sweeney. Please remain at your places until Her Excellency and the appointees have left the room. Dans quelques instants, nous conclurons cette cérémonie avec l'interprétation de l'hymne national par Sonia Sweeney. Veuillez ensuite demeurer à vos places jusqu'à ce que Son Excellence et les membres de l'ordre aient quitté la pièce. On behalf of the entire team at Rideau Hall, thank you for your presence here today. Veuillez vous lever, si vous le pouvez, pour l'hymne national.
Love, in all Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is an outspoken advocate for people living with Parkinson's disease, as well as a respected and accomplished screen actor. He is best known for his work in the television series Family Ties and Spin City, and for the Back to the Future film trilogy. Diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in the early 1990s, he has focused his creative energies on funding medical research through the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. He continues to raise funds for the development of better treatments for patients. The Canadian branch of his foundation recently gained charitable status, ensuring the financial support of Canadian medical researchers working towards the ultimate goal of finding a cure. Mr. Fox.
Any recognition is humbling and appreciated. But this is unique. This is really I don't know. It's just much more about being Canadian as opposed to being a famous Canadian or a celebrity. It's more about. I think I take it to be an expression that I represent that part of Canada that means so much to me. That there's like I said, there's just a Canadianness that we all know when we run into fellow Canadians at an airport in Europe, and we go, Canadian. And so to be one of those Canadians, it's a great feeling.